the legend, Coach Kim Mulkey. Coach Mulkey, thank you so much for joining us today. Obviously, a rough day in the hump on Monday. And I want to start here. You get a lot of fascinating things to say after the game that I want to get into and kind of pick your brain on. But first, so much was made of that South Carolina game last Thursday. It was so well played, atmosphere incredible, had it right there until the very end. Do you feel that any of that bled over into Monday, or do you feel like Monday's result is independent of Thursday?
Well, I addressed it with my team after the South Carolina loss, and I said the hardest game is the one after the quote-unquote big game.
Yeah.
Whether we had won the game or lost the South Carolina game, it's the next game that is always challenging. Why? Because it was so big, the adrenaline, the hype, and it's kind of like anything. You don't want to have a letdown, but, physically you do. And so we addressed it. I don't want to use that as an excuse that we lost, because as we're learning with my team, you are getting everybody's absolute best game. I mean, they shot 83% in the third quarter. I don't know that I've ever had that in the history of my coaching or even playing. And you were still in the game. You still fought to the end. So it was an atmosphere in Starkville, sold out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I find that just crazy that we are the team that everybody's selling out the arenas for. And yet I also view that as respect. I review that as we're growing the game. Why us, I guess, is the question. We're the defending national champions. We have a personality just about at every position on our team. We play exciting basketball. Hell, some of them even come just to see what I'm wearing. So I guess whatever it is that toots your horn, we have to embrace it and look at it as wonderful.
Coach, I was actually going to be my first question with you. What are the environments like this year compared to last year? Because, last year, obviously, like you could tell, you're going to be one of the better teams in the country. But how much different are the atmospheres and the crowds? And, everybody wants to always go out there and beat the national champion.
I said this to my former mentor or coach. He's my current mentor. He's Leon Balmore. I said, Coach, I've never seen anything like this. I said, I coached 40-0 teams, won 3 national championships before I got to LSU. It's just something you just go, what the heck is going on? What have we done? And as I just mentioned, I think it's all of the above and more. And it's good. It's welcomed. It's environments that young people wish they could, years from now, tell their children and grandchildren about. I just have never seen anything like it. I think every trip we have gone on and played on the road, guys, it's record-breaking crowds for that institution. And let's be honest, it's not them going to see just their own team play. It's because LSU's in town.
Well, and I mean, even last Thursday, Coach. I mean, you got Kevin Durant tweeting about the game. You got some of the biggest basketball names in the world. Magic Johnson tweeting about the game and the environment. After the game on Monday, I found your post game to be very interesting because you kind of had a lot of interlocking concepts, right? In terms of like, okay, can't get stops when they matter right now. Is that a lack of experience? Does a lack of experience lead to a lack of leadership, a lack of chemistry, a lack of toughness, depth? Let's start with the experience portion of that. Is there a way – oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Listen, you just answered it. It's all of the above. And you've got new players who've not been in that environment for a long period of time. Wow, I can't take a play off. It's not that they don't want to win. It's not that they're not playing hard. It's just, wow, bam, just for that 2 seconds right there, they hit a 3 on me because I'm ball watching. Or bam, right there, I didn't help my teammate. and that's experience. I don't think it's the moment is too big. Believe it or not, I don't think the moment is too big. I did think that last year when we went to South Carolina and we were never in the ball game, that was a moment that was too big for many of them on my team. I think what it is that when you've not been in the environment and you don't understand, the experience plays a role, and you want somebody else to do it instead of you doing it. And then you go to leadership. We lost so many good players last year to graduation that we're looking at each other like, who needs to lead us this year? You think it's a natural for Angel, but at the same time, you need more than just verbal leadership. You need somebody that's a great practice player that's going to give it to you every day. And then chemistry comes with time.
Yeah.
And honestly, other than Angel and Flage on that floor together, everybody else is learning to play together. And we don't have opponents that are going to be anything but at their best because of what we've done in the past and our personalities and the attention we draw. So people are bringing it, and you're gonna have to adjust on the fly.
Yeah, and I can't help but be reminded about the poem that you've referenced multiple times to us. It's just one possession when it comes to getting some of those stops. But back on the experience thing, Coach, if a lot of that is the root that is seeping out into these other areas, can you manufacture experience? Like in the midst of a season, can you create enough experience by tournament time? Does that happen naturally?
Well, yes, you can. In the ideal world, I'd love to be going out there and there's a fourth-year player. There's my fifth-year COVID guy. There's that's what we had last year with new players, and it all just kind of started flowing together. Certainly you can. Let me put it like this. We can beat anybody in the country. You saw that. If South Carolina is the number one team in the country, we can compete with them.
Yeah.
And yet we can also get beat because of certain things we don't have yet. So there is so much basketball left to be played.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the second half of SEC in February. We've got the playoffs, and I'll leave it at this. We played South Carolina February 12th of last year, and we were embarrassed on national television. And then we come back and win the national championship.
Yeah.
So it's not that anything is broken. It's not that anything bad is happening. A lot of this is expected if you've been in the business. Oh, man, defending the national champions, we need to go for repeat. No one thought at the time when they were saying those things that Samaya Smith, our starter, 6'5", would get injured and be out for the year. No one thought about Kateri Poole not being with us anymore.
Yeah.
Things happen through the course of a year. And you have to, as a staff and as a program, you have to adjust. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we'll continue to do. And hopefully at the right time, hey, let's make another run at it. 6 games in the playoffs.
Coach, you're talking about different situations, obviously, because this is a different team. How far down the road can you look, or can you even do that? As far as, okay, I know this situation is going to pop up later in the season. I've been through this situation many times. Let me see if I can maybe look in the future a little bit. Maybe I play this player 2-3 more minutes in this game, try to get them ready in an environment like this. How much of that can you do right now?
I have to do the immediate. I have to prepare for Florida. I have to do the next game. I cannot look past the next game and then hope after that game you got just a little bit more of the things we need to fix. Some things we can't fix. I think one of the issues that we're dealing with is foot speed. I don't find that we have that person that makes us faster because they're fast. And I don't mean you have to be fast to play this game. I mean, I have to be very real in what my expectations are on the defensive end of the floor. We could make up for a lot of deficiencies or mistakes last year because we had Alexis Morris who could, just kind of help. We may just have to bite the bullet and say, hey, they're not capable of doing that defensively. But what I do know is they want to win. They're playing hard. They're getting everybody's best shot, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. We're 17, 18, and 4, ranked in the top, whatever in the country. Hey, we're relevant. We're good. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Coach Mulkey, the legend, coming up this Sunday. Pack out the PMAC. Florida coming to town. That's going to be Sunday at 1 p.m. Coach, thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday morning, and we will talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, guys. Take care now.